with you. This is from a great cousin. This is Ephraim Pierce. I just want to show you this real quick. He was, let me give it back here. Okay. My father's uncle name was Harvey Pierce. I was looking for my family and I found his World War II draft registration card. And he described himself, he's down as a white man with a ruddy complexion. I have his picture, and you can see he's an Indian, he's a black Indian, but he passed. So his father, his grandfather, also was in the white regiment of the Civil War because he passed as white. I was just saying this because that's some of the stuff that went on. He was in the 48th New York Infantry in a white regiment. They said he was so light in color that he could pass. The colored army hadn't started yet. They hadn't started recruiting. This right here, I just want to read this. This is about America's oldest Negro community. This was the place I call Goultown, New Jersey. The march of history has all but bypassed Goultown, New Jersey, a sprawling farm community 40 miles from Philadelphia. But the Negro townsfolk still preserve their unique heritage and identity and are quietly proud of their past. The continuity of Goultown's main families remains unbroken for 250 years. These names on this shirt are the names that go with Goultown. This is my family, Harmon, Gould, Pierce. This is part of the tribe. This is my father's tribal. This is the shirt. Today's generation of Goultowners, they dwell less on tradition than their forebears did, but they know the main facts of their history, especially how their town came to be born. They were isolated. It says Goultown has been called the oldest colored settlement in America, and it might quite possibly be. This New Jersey land on which it stands was bought by its founder, John Fenwick, who was an English nobleman. The community derived this name from a black man named Gould who married Elizabeth Fenwick, granddaughter of a wealthy colonist. This union caused a scandal which rocked the area for miles and inflamed Fenwick with shame and rage. Intermarriage with the Negroes and whites in those days was rare. The couple was subjected to scorn and ridicule, but remained together as man and wife. They intermarried with the Indians, with the white, and the slaves. All of this comes together. When I look out here right now, this is part of our heritage. If we dig deep, you'll find you're not who you'll find out some things that's so much better than what you read in a history book. All of us sit here and say, my grandmother used to say something about Indians. Listen to what you're saying. If she says something about Chinese, I would dig into that. That means that some of that is in you, but you can find, I've got birth certificates, marriage papers, burial certificates, things like that come together to make it's like a puzzle. You can put the pieces together and know who you really are, who God made. It's not about who we are, but God did this. And if you're interested, I was interested because I used to sleep on the ground, and if I saw a teepee, I would start crying, and I didn't know what in the world was the matter with me. And my father was so quiet, he was still in fear of knowing his history. So my heritage is black, red, and white. And probably everybody in here has the same mixture. So I just wanted to share that with you all and to show you the uniqueness of our heritage. This is a picture was on the news today, and it's called A Member of the Tribe. This is where I used to live on Long Island. This is the Indian woman living, or they call it off the res Indians. She's a black Indian. Okay?
Thank you for sharing that. There's a lot of research involved in finding that information. Okay.